Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Silence is Golden. I'm Ginny Mac.
And I'm Simon Kelly.
Woohoo! We are here instead of Troy because Troy is still sunning himself in beautiful Singapore at the moment, actually. Yeah. We've just come back from our work retreat to Thailand and we've had a ball. So you're going to hear all about that. You're going to hear about, I think, something like a really big raffle or fundraiser, Gutenberg, again, and a couple of other newsy things that Simon's got for us. But the most cool thing you're going to hear about is our trip to Thailand. Stay tuned.
Good morning, Jen.
Good morning, Simon.
And good morning, everyone that's watching, all three viewers.
Thank
Welcome
you.
right on time.
Thank you for joining us. We are a little bit late today. Technical stuff, we'll blame it on that.
Yes. Yeah, nothing to do with planning the show half an hour ago.
No,
not
at
nothing
all.
to do with that.
Don't tell Troy.
No, would never admit that to Troy.
So we are back. We got back, well, you've been there a bit longer than me. When did you get back?
I got back on Friday.
And I got back on Wednesday. So we have had a wonderful work retreat for 7 days with the Filipino team as well to beautiful Koh Samui. We were there for 7 days and then you guys carried on and did the Mavericks Mastermind for the other 3 days.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, we did it at the same spot that we had the company retreat as well. So with the Mavericks club, so we did 2 days in the venue teaching a lot about high ticket sales and then about how to get things done with your team. Like I presented about a couple of different frameworks about how to get some more things done in less time and leverage project manager basically, which was good.
Yeah.
And then it was just the venue was amazing. Like having lunch on the beach with everyone there, it was just like there was a few moments where like, oh my god, I'm so stressed about all this stuff we have to do. Well, like everyone's getting a bit worried and they're like, wait. Where am I?
Look where we are.
This is amazing. Ray and I had a bit of a hashtag going with bored in amazing places.
So beautiful.
We had to look at the same beach every day.
Oh, boring.
Bored.
So just quickly, if you don't know, the Mavericks is our high-end master class, I suppose.
Yeah.
So they meet 3 times a year in different wonderful destinations, including Thailand.
That's right.
So it's just about taking your business to that higher level where you get a bit more one-on-one attention. And it sounds like, from what you were saying, everyone just came out of those 3 days just blown away and incredible ideas.
I think they're still over there too. They actually stayed. They went to a different place, but they're all together workshopping, having seafood on the beach, beers, doing things together, but getting some stuff done over there. So I've been following the Mavericks around and just seeing what they're doing. Massive FOMO at the moment, being back, but it's awesome. So looking forward to seeing what comes out of that.
Cool, very exciting.
Yeah. So before we get into some more Thailand stuff, we have some photos coming up and some exciting things like that. But let's take a look at what's been happening.
Stuff that happened.
Now I hear a rumor that the Facebook portal is being launched in November.
That's right, exactly. How did you know? So Facebook are getting into hardware. They're releasing something called Facebook Portal. So after, 500,000 user accounts got hacked due to data privacy reasons, Facebook have decided to put a webcam inside your kitchen. Which is going to be nice.
Very
so we'll see what happens there. And there was a bit of a poll about how many people would use this, and 86% of people said no.
But it's still going ahead.
That's a good start. Oh, I mean, the thing with when Facebook change things or when they add new things to what they're doing, everyone complains and Facebook just don't care, and then everyone doesn't care after a little bit of time.
So everyone's happy with
It's
the
a pretty
camera
good
in
strategy.
their kitchen.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that.
Interesting.
Yeah. As you start talking about different foods that you like and then ads start coming up on the TV about it, you're like, oh, I guess I'll just buy that spaghetti bolognese right now. Yeah.
Not for me.
No? You're not going to jump on?
No, I don't think so. No.
Would you buy the Facebook portal so you can chat with your friends, and family and, I don't know, get retargeted ads? Max, would you?
Max
that's a hard no from Max.
No.
Yeah.
Me either, Max.
How about you on the old internet machines? So let's see if we've got anyone who's actually here. Let's see if anyone's here. Well, we do have quite a few viewers. Would you buy the Facebook portal? Let us know and we'll get into the comments in a sec. All right, next up. Cruise a company that I heard of while researching this news, similar to a company called Waymo, which you probably haven't heard of either. You're like,
No.
They've raised $2 billion from Honda. It's a company owned by GM, and they are all about like self-driving cars and vehicle automation. So now they're valued at something like $14 billion for a company that I've never heard of, that I don't think has any vehicles on operation at the moment. It's not bad. That's not bad.
So overnight, it's just shot up to the value of $14 million.
14 billion.
Billion, sorry.
Billion. Yeah. It's pretty impressive. Would you get into a self-driving car?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're looking
I'd
forward to
give it
the
a go.
self-driving revolution?
I think so, but I've got a few queries that I have to iron out first, like what
Hit me.
happens, what happens when you reverse, what
You don't
happens
need
when
to. You don't need to.
But
You
how
should
they
just be
stop
having
you?
pina coladas and relaxing.
I can handle that.
There you go. Yeah,
But what about like even car accidents? How do they know when to stop? And
How do humans know when to stop? Sometimes they don't.
yeah, good point. Good point.
Yeah.
I'd be very
Let the
interested
machines take over. I, for one, welcome robot overlords. Is that it? Robot overlords? Yeah. We're gonna.
I know it'd be
We'll have to
interesting.
film that clip and have that one ready in the bin. I, for one, welcome our robot overlords.
Bring it on.
Yeah, exactly. I'm excited for it. I
Yeah.
can't wait.
Okay.
So also, WordSesh is coming up, which is a conference.
Oh, good old
by-
WooSesh, hey? I've been to one of those.
Yeah. Have you? You been to a WordCamp?
No.
Have you been to a WordCamp?
No, I have been to WordCamp, but not WooSesh.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about WooSesh.
So it's a conference organized by WooCommerce. It's all about like what's happening with WooCommerce, what's the future, what's happening now, and going through their plans for what's happening with WooCommerce. So I'm interested to know, will you be attending WooCommerce? Will you be attending WooSesh, sorry? And what would you want to get out of it? What information do you want to know about WooCommerce? And do you use it in your workflow? So let us know in the comments.
Whereabouts is it being held? Do you know?
It's just online.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it's an easy one.
Easy access.
Yeah. I, for one, won't be attending, but
Is that
I will
because
be
you're
looking at the
against-
highlights.
You'd prefer other...
I'm just against
platforms?
things being in normal time. Like if I'm watching videos, I need to be able to press the old button to speed it up a bit.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I'll watch replays and I'll get like the short version. Yeah, I just want to know what's
Good idea.
what's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're interested and you'd like to go along, then I recommend you do it, and then let me know the cliff notes at the end. Yeah. Do you want to do one?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Let me just look at your notes.
Yeah. So WordPress. Oh,
Word-
I'm just saying anyway. There you go.
May as well just do it.
Yep.
Matt Mullenweg announces WordPress 5.0 release plan. Estimates release candidate to ship in November.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck does that all mean?
Yeah. So Gutenberg's going to be released.
Oh,
It's gonna be
I've
a
heard
thing.
enough about Gutenberg.
Sick
I
of
was
it.
on this show about 6 months ago and it was all about Gutenberg. We're still going on about this.
We are. Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
what's the latest?
Yeah, well, you've just said it, really, basically. But for those who want to try to keep with their existing workflow, there's a plugin called the Classic Editor plugin you can get on the WordPress repo, and it will just not show the Gutenberg prompt, and you can just keep using the existing WordPress editor.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, you
Give
like
me
that? Keep
one.
things the way they are.
Yes.
Self-driving cars and no Gutenberg is the future I want.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Awesome. Cool. Do we have any testimonials we want to run today? Yeah.
Maybe.
So we were talking about Mavericks before. Yeah. And the previous meetup that we had was in San Diego, and it was amazing. I'm really looking forward to seeing some footage and some edits from. We just got photos really from this last one, but what we had in San Diego was awesome. We would love to have had Max there at Koh Samui, not just to film. He should be part of the scene, not to be. Maybe he could direct some other camera operator. Yeah, I think that'd be better. But yeah, let's have a look at some Mavericks testimonial from San Diego.
Well, there's this little thing called WP Elevation, and they have this blueprint, and I don't know how I ended up signed up to it, but it was amazing. This guy has this exact process of what I'd been trying to build myself for years, and it was all mapped out in like 6 easy steps, and he had all these templates. I was like, wow, I need to join that. So I joined WP Elevation, and it was amazing, but I only implemented maybe maybe a third of all the stuff out of the blueprint. And I always had on my list to get the rest of it done, but I just never found the time. So when Troy advertised Mavericks as basically this group that it was where I wanted to be, and you actually got time with Troy in a room with a small group, I was like, no brainer, I need to be there because this is so valuable what I've done already. I need that support to actually get the whole thing done. It was quite funny because I really bought this so that I could be in a room with Troy because I was watching him on these videos and I was thinking, wow, to be able to talk with someone that has that sort of insight and have them apply their knowledge and skills and experience to my business, it's like, okay, I will pay whatever it takes to get there. What I didn't expect was actually get in the room and yeah, Troy's amazing and Simon and Pete, the mentors, like they've got so much to give and bring to my business. I didn't expect that it was actually the other people in the room that were going to have such a massive impact on not just the ideas, but actually giving me the tools to go away and use. So we've sat around this week, 3 days actually, it wasn't even a full week, but in 3 days we went, okay, Paula is an expert in this, April's an expert in this, Nevin's got a great process over there, I've got a great process in this, and we're just sharing it. And there is no competition, it's just like we're really committed to the fact that we're all going to grow together, and we have in 3 days. It's just amazing.
That was the lovely Kat Townsend who was in Thailand, who I met for the first time as well.
Yeah,
and
she's awesome.
She's doing some incredible stuff too, with her and her lovely husband. So
Yeah.
that was really cool.
Kat's from the Good Alliance, I think she might have said. We don't have any audio for that, so we just had to sit in silence for that whole time. But Kat Townsend's from the Good Alliance, and I believe she has a Facebook group that she's just opened up for free to help people with want to make a positive impact. And so if you're interested in that, join the group. I'll see if I can get a link by the end of the show
Put that
hang out with Kat Townsend
in the comments. That would be cool.
Yeah.
And then something really exciting that came out of the Thailand trip, and something that we've been sort of talking about for a little while, is for the Mavericks is all of us here at WP Elevation are really really concerned about and wanting to make sure all our members have really good well-being. So not just a great business, but really good mental health, physical health, spiritual health. So I'm in discussions with Troy at the moment about doing some exciting things with our well-being program that we might be introducing to the Mavericks too, which would be just another way to really make that a super impactful program as well.
Yeah.
Because I think so much about running your business isn't just about the business, it's about your mental health and your physical health as well. And we all work so, compartmentalized. Often we're at home doing our job and it's by ourselves. We're not even in a co-working space, and it's so important to be mixing with people, which again is why this Mavericks was so awesome, because we all come together like-minded, just brainstorming on that higher level.
Yeah.
So some really good things in store for Mavericks as well.
Yeah, awesome. And with the coming together, I think we talked about this, having 6 hours of actual interpersonal contact per day is kind of the benchmark for
for
overall
optimal
healthy
well-being.
life.
Yeah.
So we managed to have a bit more than that every day with the
Did we
in the company
ever?
retreat.
And I've got some photos. I don't know if they're going to how the Wi-Fi is at the moment. So we'll just pull up this is like a snapshot of it all.
Yeah.
But as you can see, Simon, there's the bottom, the very bottom one under the sea there. That is Simon. I got on my GoPro meditating under the water, meditating for 2 seconds.
If you look closely, you can see this is where the wee comes out.
And there to the left of him, they're Troy's little legs dangling around. They're
Oh,
Troy's
really?
legs.
Who else is
And I
there?
think
Who's
that's
doing
Maddie.
the piece? Is it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that was fun, wasn't it? We and then the beautiful
So good.
was that a sunrise or a sunset up the top there? One of the team
Sunrise.
captured that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, incredible!
I think that was Pat that got that. Look at those colours. Looks amazing.
And then we might just bring that up one more time, Max, because people will be thinking, what the heck is everyone doing on the top there with, it looks like a bit of a conga line.
Which
And
it is.
It is. So this was in when we did, so both of those photos are of the team. That's the full team down below. But that conga line was totally impromptu, and it was just, Troy was talking about how as a team we need to all be in line working together, and he said sort of like a conga line, we all need to be kicking at the same time, dancing at the same time. And so some of the Filipino team were like, what's a conga line? So Troy put on Jungle Boogie, you know that song? And we started all doing a conga, and we all started off like very out of sync. And then in the end, we totally got in sync, didn't we?
Did you see who was second in line in that Congo line after Troy?
Who was that?
You, of course.
There you
Someone
go.
says Congo line and Jin is there. 100%. Let's do this.
Yeah, let's just say that wasn't the only conga line in Thailand.
Yeah,
we had a few of those. And then there's a beautiful team down the bottom. Only one of our staff, George, couldn't make it because his wife had just had a baby. But we had the 4 of the Filipino team, and it was amazing seeing them. Yeah, so 5. Oh, and then Maddie, who's writing our show notes. There she is. And Ray's covering Brian's face because he's camera shy.
Yeah, you just can't get that man. It's too hard.
And there's Ben. Hey, Ben. So yeah, great. It was a great trip. So
it was awesome.
I suppose, what did you get out of it personally and as the whole team coming together?
Yeah, I think it's very hard to get that kind of connection in online. Basically, it's to be able to we talk to the team every day. Yeah, well, the days that I'm in, I talk to the team, but to have that actual in-person connection and to be talking to each other. And we went snorkeling together and like went out together and doing dinner and organizing different things outside of work. I think just the conversations that came up, it's just going to make for like such a better experience moving forward now that we're communicating online. Like it's just the connection that I've got with everyone now is awesome. Like I had a great chat with Mish as we were coming back, and everyone was asleep on the boat as we were coming back from snorkeling. Pat and I were talking about climbing Mount Kilimanjaro together, like that kind of, and Jade like made me cry like at that event. That was just amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So just I don't know, you just can't replace that kind of stuff.
No. And I'll tell you what, we won't go into how Jay made you cry. Jay made the whole team cry. But Maddie has written a blog post about the time that we all had there and what we all got out of it. And that should be up today. So please make sure you read that, because it's a fantastic read with better photos than that. And it just talks about, like, if you have a team or are inspired to do something like this with your team, it'll just make you 100% committed to doing it, and some beautiful stories that have come out of it. So you must read that section about Jay, because it really touched all our hearts.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the key things was getting the team on the same page, and of course we have some kind of like structure, some things that we worked on together. It wasn't all snorkeling in Bintang. We had actually put together a workshop that we did with OKRs. So let's have a look at the gold nugget for this week.
Time to dig into the gold nugget.
So OKRs, do you want to tell me what they are?
I'd love for you to know, to just test your knowledge of the experience, Jin.
Before we went away then, we were all, Troy's introduced a new way that we're sort of setting company goals.
Yep.
So similar to your KPIs that you may have heard of, OKRs are objectives and key results. So it's the guy who sort of set this up was the founder of Hewlett Packard, I think. So this is where Troy's been doing a lot of research on the best way that we should, that we could, as a team, really work towards specific goals. Mm-hmm. So what it is basically we have our company objective. So, and that can be a few. So we've got 2 company objectives for this quarter. And then from that, we've got the company key results. So the objectives is the big picture, what we want to achieve. Then the key results are broken down and how we'll achieve this, and more numeric, or there's a value to it. So how will we know when this happens?
Yeah.
So, and then from that you have your team objectives that need to relate to the company objective, and then your team key results that are broken down from that, and then from that you have your individual objectives and individual key results.
Yeah. So it's like coming up like a pyramid. So you're all on the same page, heading towards the same objectives.
Yeah, so it was a great way for us to actually be with our team and work on it together. So not remotely, but to be able to brainstorm together. So I found from the customer success team, we had so much gold just being able to talk about it together and brainstorm ideas.
Yeah, and it was a pretty nice place to be doing it in as well.
Yeah, overlooking the beach. It wasn't bad, was it?
Yeah, that
so
was great.
So we got a lot out of that. I think as you know, Simon, I was looking a bit blank when Troy was sort of going into this to start
Couldn't
off.
tell. Yeah, no.
And I'm thinking, it's too complicated. But we broke it all down and how it would all intertwine together. And in the end, we all nailed it. How did you go with your Well,
Yeah, it was
Simon, you're
good.
a bit over everything. You're like the head coach, you're in marketing. So you were sort of a bit in
I
every
look
team.
like I'm all over everything. But you mean like as like fingers in different pies, I guess.
Both.
Yeah.
So how did you go? First of all, what do you think of the OKR concept?
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's really good. And the link that we've got down there is actually OKRs defined by Google, and they've got intro and some examples and different ways that they use it in their team. So there's a bit of a free resource there that's quite good from a website called Rethink by Google. I think it's really good because it's nice and succinct. It's like we want to achieve this, but then it breaks it down into the key results. How do you know when you're close, right? So one of the things that while we were practicing this at the company retreat, I was working with Pat and Jay, and we were just like,
Both from the Philippines?
Yeah, both developers. So we were just like, let's just practice with something that we might find interesting, and we're like, let's climb Mount Kilimanjaro. Let's just say that's the objective. So like, what are some key results when we're on the way there? And we're like, well, we've been able to climb every tall mountain in our own country first. We've able the tallest mountains. We've spent more time above 2,000 meters. So you get altitude, like we're aware of this, a certain amount of time. And then how many kilometers have we hiked? So those are some of the key results that will make sure we're heading towards our objective. So we use that as practice to help us get there. And then Pat actually looked up climbing Mount Kilimanjaro, how much it costs, and how we can fly there. So that could be happening next September, which would be awesome.
See the
So we're
amazing
moving
things
towards
that
it.
come out of working together face to face.
Exactly.
You guys are now going to be climbing it.
Yeah. I thought the overall process was good. I would have loved to spend more time with the customer success team, so we might have to have a bit of a catch up another time, Jen.
Yeah.
But it was great with the marketing and sales team talking about like just going round table about how we're all going to work together to get on the same page. So just wanted to give you a bit of structure when it comes to these OKRs. So the objectives, you define three to five of them. And they should be ambitious, like almost unachievable. You want to make it so it's something that's like, oh, that really excites me. That's something that's like, you really want to get out of bed and make that happen, right? If you achieve it, then it's not big enough. You want to dream big so you get close to it. And the things that you learn on your journey to get there is what's really important.
Exactly. And I think that's really good to know if you are doing this with your team, that your team need to know too that you are not going to be held accountable for any of this. So you're not going to lose your job if you don't get these, if you don't meet these targets. It's got nothing to do with performance. Yeah. It's got to do with all this other stuff. So that was the way Troy framed it too, which I think is really important, because then you're saying you get excited and you want to do it. There's no fear of failure in it.
Yeah, it gives you the fire to try and just be like, oh, I wonder if I try this, and wonder if I do this, and reporting back, because there are no failures, right, when it comes to this. It's all about just like testing, and maybe if I go from this angle, that will help me get closer to the objective. And that's why it's something that's like big, like hairy, audacious goal to try to get there, because you need to come up with some creative thinking in order to knock it out of the park.
And I think the stat was, even if you make 75% of that, that's good. You know, you're not expected to make 100% of whatever your key result is.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to check in on the old Facebook
cool.
machine.
Yes, sorry. Yeah.
No, it's all right. Colleen says, stop rubbing it in.
Oh.
I'm not sure what that means. Oh, yeah,
Thailand.
Yeah,
FOMO.
Yeah.
Oh, my keyboard's working too, so I'll show some photos.
Yeah, cool. Do you want
Maybe
to
as
have a
you
look
talk
at that?
about the OKRs, I can just do some more rubbing it in.
Awesome. Angie says no, I assume about the Facebook webcam in your kitchen. Colleen says all my cameras on devices and laptops are covered too. That's probably a good idea, I think. Mitch will definitely be tuning in. Many great talks on WooSesh, WooConf, which is awesome. Yep. Christopher's also going to get on that. Christopher says, fast forward rocks. Yes, it does. Oh, look at these handsome fellows.
Aren't they gorgeous?
Yeah. What are we drinking? Oh, yeah, zombies. They were delicious.
Oh.
Yeah. Because that's how you feel after a few of those.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I felt amazing. That was great.
Anything more on the OKRs?
You should
You're
do
bored
them,
now.
basically. No. Bored. No, there was another thing. There's another, and I think this would have been probably useful for all of us. There's a website for OKR Examples. If you go to wplinks.io, and it might pop up here. Bang! Right there.
Oh, look at that.
You can check out quite a few OKR examples.
Yeah,
and it breaks it down into the departments as well. So there's probably customer success one that you could have gone copy,
that's
paste
what I
if you
needed.
didn't already. I'll be doing that before Troy gets back.
So yeah, to be honest, it's a new way of operating for me. I like just going, doing lots of different things. But now that I'm...
That's why it's important, Jen.
I know. But as a small team, when it was just me, Troy and Brian, I could do that. But now that we are growing and we've got, 12 staff, 12 full-time staff, we need this structure. So it's good. It's good for the likes of me to start being reportable, have numbers that I really need to be 100% reporting on and make sure the whole team is, we're all moving in the same direction.
Yeah, I think even if you're just solo as well, this is a good thing to practice. I think because you're like, what am I? Because it's easy to be like you're doing everything,
if
right?
you can be bothered, practice it. But if you can't, wait till your team grows, you'll be right.
Don't believe her. All right. Team Jen and Team Simon, and where are you on?
Just
what are you?
into this episode when your team grows. Just have fun for now.
Just might as well just turn it off right now. Yeah, have fun, but also do your OKRs, please. No, it's good.
But can
it's
you
good
explain
practice.
why should they do it if they're solo?
Because if you're not working towards anything, then you're not working towards anything. Having a goal and something to work towards and a way of measuring it actually helps you move the needle somewhere instead of just being busy and just doing stuff all the time.
Okay. And if you don't like the OKR structure, try a different goal setting structure.
OKRs will do, I reckon.
As you can see, I'm still trying to be won over on the OKRs.
Were you finding like it was a little awkward? And it was a little unnecessary or something?
No, it's really, I found it difficult to really hone in and get specific numbers.
Right.
And I suppose customer success, it's a bit more like marketing, you can get numbers. We need to get X amount of people by this stage through this system.
Yeah.
But it's just a bit more difficult, I think, with customer success stuff.
Yeah.
And customer support. There's the boring figures by helping people, answering tickets by X amount of time. But I want it to be more juicy than that.
Yeah, that's exciting for some people who need support. They'll be like, oh, sweet, you guys are working towards resolving in 2 hours. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Like if they, if someone wanted support, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And like how many elevators have gone from being in the blueprint to upgrading to Mavericks? Like that's a potential measure of success.
Yeah,
there
that
too.
excites me.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Stuff like that. But it is a bit of a change when it's something you're not used to measuring because in marketing and sales, it's all about the numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
And then when it comes to like helping people, it's like, people helped today.
Yeah, like someone said, oh, that's awesome, thanks so much. That's my sort of feedback.
How
but
big
now
was your
I've got to go
smile?
more
Like, can you
stats.
measure how big your smile was, please? Because they need to report that back to the team. Like, how happy are you out of 10?
Well, we do have our smiley face feedback on Intercom, so that
go.
has been part of our metrics in the past.
There's a thing.
Okay, so that'll do with OKRs. Have we got any more? Can we show any more pictures?
Next. Of course.
I want to show you this really cool waterfall. Look at that.
Whereabouts is that?
Oh, you missed out that day.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, this was in Koh Samui.
I have that other thing that I need to keep moving, and because I actually flew Amy over, my project manager, which is amazing. I should have got a photo up of Amy, but it was so awesome meeting Amy in person. She might even be watching right now, in which case, hi Amy.
Hi Amy. We all got to meet her. She's now part of the team, isn't she?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It was amazing.
And so what did you get out of that? Because this is another thing, like if someone's only got a small team or just growing, like I just wanted to be able to show, to tell people that this is really achievable.
Yeah.
Meeting your team and actually doing some work and getting to know them.
Yeah.
So how was it meeting Amy?
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. It's just like it's hard to explain, but it was awesome. It was just Ray, Amy, and I hanging out most of the time. It was awesome because Ray and Amy had an awesome connection that I was in no way jealous of. And they'd go hang out and send me pictures.
To come and work for us
now. They're like, look at us hanging out. You're missing out. I'm like, what the hell, Amy? What are you doing to me? But yeah, it was good fun, and we spent a lot of time just getting aligned with like what we want to do next. And I spent a lot of time asking Amy what she wants to do, like where does she see her role? And she said something that it was very heartfelt, and I was really happy to hear this. Amy said that she wants to inspire people the way that I've inspired her, and I just was like, oh my god, that makes me so happy. And just how working with me at Renegade Empire has actually helped her and her family get through when her husband was studying for law school, and she was the only one working, and I actually didn't know about that. Yeah, and I was just like, oh my God, this is amazing to have this kind of impact.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So
Yeah.
I
And
was
that's
so
what
happy.
it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, actually, it's at the end of the day, it's not about the money. It's about who are we impacting, who are we helping here.
Yeah.
And when you can actually start with your own staff, I think that's where it all begins.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was amazing. But let's have a look at some photos.
Okay. So if
No, we
we've
cannot
lost
look
it
at some
again.
photos.
Okay.
Well, you and I can look at the photos. That's a good one.
No, I just love the fact that I've got Michelle and Charmaine on my team, and I've worked with Michelle for 4.5 years, and now I finally feel like I've got to meet her after all this time, and now I just feel we're a really tight knit team, and I find the remote thing very challenging at times as well.
Yeah.
So especially if you're just over Slack and we're not doing the video, and you know you can't even see facial expressions to see how they're going. Are they on board with that? And here are the beautiful team now. Thanks, Max.
I was so impressed about like Maine's transformation from when she arrived and was hanging out with everyone to when she left. Like at the beginning, like quite bubbly and laughy and everything, and then by the end, she was just like giving me shit basically. Having like playing around, like just making jokes and just like
very
being a bit more like,
reserved at the beginning.
It was good.
Yeah, and Simon, I've got to say, I loved the fact that both of the girls, first of all, they were so courageous. They couldn't swim.
Yeah.
So, but they really wanted to come snorkeling with us. So they were so brave. They put on the life jackets, and there was this big sort of floaty thing that you could hold on to. And Simon was there while we were all off checking things out, really helping them, showing them how to do the masks, putting them face in the water. And again, like that's team bonding that you can't even script or, and
But that was before we all like had the company retreat too. That was just like hanging out, wasn't it? That was on like the Monday.
Yeah, before we started the official business.
Yeah.
So little
great.
things like that.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
Yeah, it was awesome. I said, I'm not getting off the boat until you both get in. And like, I'm definitely
right.
getting off the boat. So little push, little push helped. But I just wanted to see the look in their face when they actually had the snorkel on, looked down, could see the coral in the fish.
Yes.
I really wanted that to happen.
Yeah.
So I was helping Mish with like get her snorkel on, and there was a lot of things happening. And
Yeah, you did a
it was
great
good.
job.
Oh, thanks. It was amazing. They did a fantastic job. It just made me so happy to see them enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's enough FOMO creation.
I don't think so. I think we could do more, but maybe next episode.
Okay. All right.
We'll drip feed it a little bit more.
So what's our next segment?
Do you want to intro? You want to try and segue into this one?
Let's talk about the tool of the week.
Get ready for Tool of the Week.
And this, I love the background. This fits in beautifully with our OKRs.
Exactly.
My favourite topic to discuss.
Absolutely.
But I actually really like this tool too. Troy has been using this sort of to test it out with part of the team.
Mm-hmm.
So Troy being sort of the manager, testing it out with Simon, myself and Ray to see how it worked, and we really liked it. So now we're rolling it out company-wide, and it is called 15.5.
Awesome. So like what does it do?
Simon, you're putting a lot on me today, aren't you? Okay, so
Taking a break.
basically it's a management tool that focuses, surprise, surprise, on OKRs as well. So you can put all your OKRs, exactly the hierarchy that we talked about. So starting from company OKRs all the way to your individuals, you can put that in there. But as well as that, what I've been enjoying is we meet with Troy weekly, but sometimes that doesn't happen because everyone's so busy. But this is a way of really making sure those meetings happen. So we just get sent an email from 15.5 each week, just saying, what are you working on this week? What do you need help with this week? And, a random question like, what's made you laugh this week? And we put that in, and then we meet with Troy, and Troy discusses it with us and says, okay, you need a bit of help with this, or what's going well. Then you can send little high fives to people in your team. So it's high five to Simon for the webinar with James Rose the other day, so little things like that it makes it fun as well. It's not this annoying, I've got to go in there. It's quite interactive.
Yeah, exactly. And the idea of it being 15.5 is that it takes like 15 minutes for you to report on these things, and then 5 minutes for a manager to have a look and just like gloss over the answers basically. So like the idea is that it takes not much time at all. And I think it's great. I think it's working pretty well for us.
Yeah.
See how it goes moving forward with the OKRs.
Yeah, and now that it's going well, I'm going to try it with my team and see how we go with it as well. And I just think it's good to have that little bit of like just actually making you think about what are you doing this week and what do you need help with. I think that's really good because everyone gets so busy so everyone can still be on the same page and making sure we're helping people where help is needed.
Exactly, yeah. Roby Lawrence says, goals help to make sure you're in business, not busyness.
Oh,
Damn,
go Roby.
Roby,
Go Roby.
you're all over it.
I like it.
Oh, Amy is here. Ha ha
Hi,
ha ha ha.
Amy.
Yeah, awesome.
So I like it. I give it a thumbs up. It's not cheap, I don't think, but it's not exy.
Good thing you're not writing the checks.
I don't care.
What else can we sign up for? We need
Another
some more
trip to
tools of the week.
Thailand.
Yeah, another trip to Thailand. That's a good tool of the week, that one. The tool of the week, the company credit card. Cool. So, all right, there's always chat amongst the community and people being stuck with certain things. So let's see if we can help some people get unstuck.
Let's get unstuck.
I have to keep moving every time I want to look at my computer.
I know. Like these
of the
things are just
microphone.
absolutely insane.
Okay. So what are we getting unstuck today?
All right, so this one
stuck on
is
something?
just from, I'm
Oh, no, this is
usually
the
stuck.
community.
Yeah, it is, but this is just from my general knowledge of where people get stuck when it comes to actually elevating, which is our theme for this month, is how can we elevate? And we've been talking about OKRs, so getting the team on the same page. So one of the things that I find that people get very, very stuck with is micromanaging. Like how do I get my team to actually do the thing that I need them to do? Like how do I set up my project management tool? How do I set up all the different systems? And what I see is that it's so focused on the minutia, on the how to. It's like, yeah, how do I set up Asana? How do I write my schedule properly? Like how do I get them to report and get these things done? Where you need to spend more of your time is on the vision. Where's their sweet spot? There's a sweet spot exercise. If you look in the WP Elevation blog, you should be able to find that. Doing the sweet spot exercise for your team and then also for yourself and for your company. That will make sure that you are working in your sweet spot, basically doing the things that energize you, and so is every member on your team. I think that's where you need to spend more time as opposed to like, how do I assign this and due dates and all of that boring stuff that no one gets excited about at all. Get to the higher level, talk about the vision, get your team excited, and really get out of that nitty-gritty stuff. Like let your team manage the nitty-gritty and how they do their work. Focus on like leading and driving things forward.
Oh, I like that.
Cheers.
And I think that's something that Troy struggles with as well.
Yeah.
And he's even just said having a few days off in Singapore, he's obviously been doing some thinking and just said, Slack to me and Ray, make sure you let me know if I'm not, I need to let you guys all do what you need to do, and I need to just focus on what, the manager needs to focus on.
Oh.
And so he struggles with that. Everybody struggles with it, I think. And if it's your own company, you do want to make sure everything's being done just so. But you hire staff for a reason. You put your trust in them. So, let them go, get them excited about doing things, give them some real ownership of stuff and see what happens, because that's where the magic happens.
Do you think that's what helped with the company retreat? Do you feel like more empowered and like you can own things and move forward?
Yeah, and even, especially with
If
my...
you said no, that'd be hilarious. Oh, okay, that's the end of the episode, quick.
Sorry, Troy.
Cut.
No, especially with my team, I feel like
awesome.
they feel more empowered now,
Yeah.
and I want them to. We put them on because they're amazing at what they do, and I think this just shows them face to face. We can say it over Slack, but unless you're doing it face to face, I think now they know, yes, I've got the freedom to just think of these ideas, and sometimes they'll work, sometimes they won't, but I've got the freedom to do it. And I think that's what it's all about, bringing out people's creativity and what they're good at.
Yeah, definitely. And there's a lot to be said for doing that stuff in person.
Yeah.
What challenges do you have with growing your team? Do you have a team at the moment? I'd love to know about the people watching. And what is it that you're struggling with at the moment when it comes to elevating in your business? Let us know in the comments. But I think we're going to pretty much wrap it up now.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
having
always
fun.
good. Yeah, I'll always like a gin episode.
Yeah, it's always good.
Yeah.
Well, Troy's going to be back next week,
Yeah.
so it'll be Troy back on board. But let's do a few call to actions before we go.
Yeah, of course.
One thing I want you to do is make sure you tune in. See, the blog post may not be up yet, but check out our blog about the trip, because there's some really good takeaways from that.
Yeah.
What else do you think?
So this month our theme is all about elevating, and our hashtag is most days off. And we're going to do another video for the members in about that shortly. But the idea is, what can you do in your business this month to focus on to help you elevate, to help you take some more time off? Like maybe you've had a vacation that you've been wanting to do for quite a while. I remember Sarah, who was one of the Mavericks, said something about not having a holiday for 10 years or something insane like that.
Yeah.
So doing it as part of like a work retreat actually worked really well for her.
Yeah.
For the Mastermind plus a holiday, which is amazing.
A few extra days.
Has there been something you've been putting off but you'd really love to do? What can you do this month? What can you focus on this month? And what do you need help with to help you take some more time off and have a fantastic month? Even if it's not this month, even if you don't take the most days off this month, maybe next month, maybe in the future, plan for something over Christmas perhaps. But what can you do
aim
now?
for that, because this is one of the reasons why we're all in our own business, isn't it?
Exactly.
Because we want that freedom and flexibility, but then we just get on the treadmill and we just can't stop. So I think let's make that a priority.
Yep.
And again, I've been reading a lot about the Blue Zones of Happiness by Dan Buettner, a fantastic book. And one of the things he says, and America is the worst for this, for not taking days off. Like there's a huge percentage of people who don't take their full amount of leave.
Wow.
And we're lucky in Australia, it's 4 weeks. And I know in a lot of places in the States, it's not even 4 weeks of leave that you get a year.
Yep.
So it is so important for your mental health as well. And it'll make you come back fresher to your business to take some days off. So we want to see hashtags, most days off. Doesn't matter if it's this month, next month, but let's aim for that.
Yeah, exactly. Work towards it now so you can enjoy it later.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you like what you're seeing and you want more of me and Simon, we'll kick Troy out, make sure you subscribe, ring that bell, YouTube, and tell us how much you love us and share this with your friends.
Yeah, exactly. And your grandma, of course.
Yeah, good old granny. She'll love it.
Yeah. Until
Maybe.
next time, I'm Simon Kelly.
And I'm Ginny Mac.
And remember, knowledge is power.
And silence is golden.